Welcome back, everyone. Oz here, and today I've got some r/OhNoConsequences. As per usual, I'll be reading you the post, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Cross-posted from r/Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for walking out of a first date because he brought his mom and she ordered for both of us? I, 26 female, recently went on a first date with a guy I met on Hinge. Let's call him Ben, 28 male. We agreed to meet at a nice little Italian restaurant. I got there first, and 10 minutes later, he walks in with his mom. I was confused, thinking maybe she was just dropping him off. I don't know. But nope. She sat down and stayed. She smiled at me and said, "It's so important to meet the women my son dates." I tried to be polite. But then she ordered for both of us. She told the waiter she'll have the chicken parm, he'll have the lasagna. At that point, I stood up and said, "I'm sorry, but this feels more like a family dinner than a date." And I left. Ben later texted me that I embarrassed him, and that I should have appreciated how close he is with his mom. His mom even messaged me on Facebook. How did she find me? Saying I was disrespectful and immature. So Reddit, am I the asshole for walking out? This is a situation where if you continue to date this man and even married him, you would end up posting on one of the mother-in-law subreddits because of just how fucking horrible she is. Like, whoever dates this man, the poor soul that ends up engaged to him and, if God forbid, married to him, is going to have one of the worst mother-in-law experiences imaginable. Like, she has probably 100% gaslit her son into believing exactly what he stated. That women find it impressive when you're this close with your mom. Trust me, I'm a woman, I would know. So now he's probably going in there with confidence like, I brought my mom to the date, and she's gonna think it's so impressive that she's here and see how close we are. This is gonna be great. And now he's met with the reality check, and now the poor soul that dated him has to deal with his mom Facebook stalking her. Fucking yikes, dog. The consequences of this one is if you bring your mom to the date, you're not gonna get a date. Good God, my dude. And he's 28. Oh my God. Cross-posted from r/Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not forgiving my mom? I, 15 female, was home alone a few months ago, and my mom's bracelet she got from her late sister went missing. My mom accused me because we'd had an argument before this, and I couldn't prove her wrong. So, she grounded me for a year. Threw away clothes, books, birthday gifts, anything that wasn't an heirloom or necessary. All the chores went to me now. She broke me up with my boyfriend and texted all of my friends' moms to tell them to keep my friends away from me. She made me wear shorts at home so I couldn't steal anything and hide it on me. And I had to either leave the room or stare at the wall when the TV was on. This continued for 2 months. She found the bracelet under the couch. She'd left it on the coffee table and it fell off and rolled under. I screamed at her louder than I think I have in my life and ran off. She offered me anything. And I got several games, a pizza, and some new clothes. She asked if there was anything else she could do. And I said, leave me alone until I turn 18 and leave forever. She begged me to forgive her, and I just said she's failed, and there's no use trying. She started crying really hard and kept saying please over and over. I just walked off and went to bed. My little brother comforted me a bit, but says mom feels really bad, and asked if it would be pleasant for either of us to live with such bad feelings between us. I feel like my words hurt, and I've broken my mom. Am I the asshole? OP was 15 at the time. A teenager. Probably a freshman in high school. Still dealing with emotions, hormones, and trying to figure things out. And rather than having a mother that's supposed to be there for their child, the mother was straight up just abusive. Upon losing something and placing next to no effort into trying to find it, just assuming that the daughter stole it, decided that the proper response in retaliation was to throw away almost all of her possessions, destroy all of her friendships, break her up from her boyfriend, and essentially lock her down, and making fun illegal while putting her into a constant state of doing chores. For 2 months, She treated her daughter like a prisoner in her own home. And when the revelation came that she had fucked up, the damage had already been done. She purposely went out of her way to do damage to OP that could not be recovered. She didn't take her clothes away or her birthday gifts and just simply store them away for the time being. No, she threw them away. Irrecoverable. She precisely targeted her friendships and relationships to where the damage done was probably permanent. There's no taking that back. It's done. And the mother probably knows this. That's why she's so apologetic. But the thing is, words are hollow at this point in time. The actions spoke as loud as possible. Another part that really bothers me is the little brother's actions. To me, it sounds like the mother's trying to manipulate him, getting him to use his younger brother pity, so that way OP changes her mind for the good of the family. And not to mention, if the daughter did steal the bracelet the moment shit started getting thrown away, you would think she would probably immediately, in that moment, return it to stop the fucking chaos from happening. But it sounds like the mom was so goddamn convinced there is no other option, that this punishment was 100% justified, without even just spending a little bit of time potentially looking for where it may have gone. She caused irreconcilable damage to her daughter. But hey, at least she bought her a pizza. Cross-posted from r/bestof by Serif Loride. Their tagline is, "Quid pro fuck around find out." Original OP is FoodGoose773, posted to r/Am I the Asshole. Am I the asshole for making my girlfriend pump her own gas? Since me, 28 male, and my girlfriend, 27 female, started dating, anytime she drove and had to get gas, I would pump it for her. Well, last week she took me to work because her car does better in the snow than mine. When she came to pick me up from work, she was wearing pajamas, which were shorts with a long sleeve button-up. She even wore her house shoes. I was embarrassed for my coworkers to see her like that, so when she stopped for gas, to teach her a lesson, I told her my back was sore and she could pump it. She said it was too cold and she wanted me to do it. She's the moron that wore shorts. I stood my ground. She pumped her own gas but wouldn't talk to me during the drive. We passed a sushi place on our way home, so I asked her to stop. She said no, but I kept persisting and she finally said okay. She told me I would have to run in, so I did. When I came out, she had left. I told my brother because I needed a ride home. He gave me a ride home but said I was an ass and I deserved it. If there's any interest, I can update with what happened when I got home, but it doesn't seem super relevant to my question, so I don't see the need to add it. Majority judgment, you're the asshole. Relevant reply, OP to a deleted comment. She pays for the gas, I just get out and pump it for her. She's able to work from home, so her schedule was pretty flexible. She owns the house and bills are 50-50. I just updated, but I do understand how I came off now and definitely understand how I'm the asshole. I just want to add before we get to the update, she drove you to work in her car and took time out of her day to do that and just wanted you to pump the gas, but you lied about your back being sore to teach her a lesson. By your own admission too, it's not even just like me jumping the gun here. You literally said, when we stopped to gas to teach her a lesson, I told her my back was sore. Like, buddy. If you're afraid of being embarrassed that your girlfriend is wearing house shoes and pajamas and your coworkers might see it, and they mock you for it, just say, yeah, my girlfriend's cozy and she works from home. I think it's pretty cool. And just shut them down. Be supportive of her. Your coworker's scrutiny only has as much power as you give it. Anyways, edit, update. First, to answer questions, she pays for her own gas. She didn't get out of the car, but she doesn't have tinted windows. And I didn't expect her to dress up. I did expect her to not look like a bum, though. I'm still reading comments, so I'll add stuff that gets asked a lot to this, and I'll try to respond to others. Now, for what happened when I got home. We live in a fairly rural area, and I work about 35 to 45 minutes away. Apparently, my brother called my mom, who then called my girlfriend and told her what I said. This did include me calling her a moron and saying how embarrassed I was. When I got back home, my girlfriend had moved all of my clothes and belongings into the junk room. I tried to talk to her, but she locked herself in her room and ignored me. When I finally got her to talk to me, she basically listed everything I've done wrong in our relationship. This past week was hell. She wouldn't take me to work when it was snowing, so I had to take myself, and my car got stuck twice. I missed 2 days of work because of her pettiness. I really didn't think I was the asshole here, but I tried to justify and explain myself. I did admit I was trying to teach her a lesson, and we broke up. When I got home from work, she had all my belongings in boxes by the front door, and I guess that's that. I really didn't think I was the asshole, but obviously that's why I posted here. Everybody that wanted us to break up got what they wanted. I'm not sure if my update is too relationship-based, so if it gets taken down, I apologize. So, my only problem with the girlfriend's behavior, and this is a personal pet peeve of mine, is I have a personal grievance of when something goes wrong in a relationship and I'm told that everything's fine, and the person that I'm with just makes a list of everything that I've slipped up on or fucked up on, and then when I try to bring something up from their behavior that's upsetting me, I get bombarded with this laundry list that's been collected for almost a year, and I can't even have a productive conversation about it, and it feels like it's getting me cornered and that I'm being locked down, and I had no idea that any of this shit was happening, and anytime that I had asked, I was told everything was fine. So that kind of stuff does kind of give me a little bit of the ick and makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but there's probably a key difference that I'm missing between what I went through and, what the girlfriend did in this instance. Other than that one little gripe that I have just because of my own personal experiences, she's totally in the right. These are the consequences. We're not done yet, by the way. There's still another update. I just wanted to insert that there. But this is the consequences. You call your girlfriend a moron, it gets back to her, and she doesn't want to drive you to work anymore. This is just the outcome of your actions. Anyways, new update. Posted on r/legal advice. Can I take legal action against my girlfriend for kicking me out? My now ex-girlfriend and I got into a petty argument and broke up. She kicked me out of the house, and I want to know if there's any legal action I can take. The house was a gift from her parents and is in her name, but she kicked me out without any warning, causing me to have to move back in with my parents, and I simply don't want to live with them. Is there a way I can make her have to let me move back in? Edit, the state is North Carolina. There's a comment below from Amatsu Mega Sushi. This guy is suffering from main character syndrome. She drove him to work in her car using gas she paid for, and he had the nerve to whine about her clothes? It's not like this was from a place of concern for her not having warm clothes in case of an emergency. He was embarrassed that she didn't look the way he expected her to, and made a colossal ass of himself. Made fun of his girlfriend for looking like a bum. Now he can live on the curb because he got thrown out. KSRDM 1463 responds, clothes which, let's be honest, no one is seeing. At most, they're seeing her shirt, but her clothes and house shoes are on. Unless she's getting out of the car, not something that someone outside of the car is going to see. Natty Disc Girl responds, and their tagline is, fuck you, Keith! That's what I don't understand. He did all this for what? What, are his coworkers walking him to the car, belting him into his big kid seat, and that's how they'd see her? Ridiculous. And even if the coworkers did see her in pajamas, OP could literally just said, yeah, she woke up and drove me to work because my car doesn't do well in the snow. Honestly, it's super awesome that she was willing to do that while so tired. There are so many ways OP could have spun that just would have been green flags down the alley and would have shut down any ridicule from his coworkers. But instead, he was so pent up and concerned that, oh god, they're gonna think I'm dating a homeless woman, that he pulled this shit. And all of this happened from you getting broken up with to getting kicked out because the opinions of your coworkers meant more than you just being kind to your girlfriend. That's on you, buddy. This is also coming from someone who refuses to leave the house if they're not wearing jeans. So, take that as you will. Cross posted from r/fluent in finance. Owners don't want to give me what I deserve, so now they're about to lose a $3 million contract because I resigned. I'm a project manager for an unlimited commercial general contractor. I picked up a hammer for the first time 6 years ago. No prior experience. I was raised believing if you work hard and apply yourself, you will be successful. For 2 years, I learned everything that I could in the construction industry, took my work home with me, and studied on my own time to better myself. For that, I was promoted to foreman. I was brought in to take over a small project at a 12-building, 120-unit condo complex. It started small, and the board of directors for the HOA told me they loved my professionalism, work ethic, and the ability to complete projects on time and under budget. We won a big contract because of that small project. That was 3 years ago. I have since taken over the job of foreman, superintendent, and project manager. I do the billing, meetings with engineers and board members, scheduling, takeoff, material ordering. I even train the subs on application of new products because we didn't have enough mid-management. The project just passed $2.7 million. We got a bid request for another $3 million job in the same complex. All the while, the board of directors telling me how appreciative they are and how they've gone through 5 different contractors in the years before committing to my company because of my management and quality of work. This boosted my confidence, and I went to the owners asking for the raise they promised me 1 year ago for my production. They told me, the experience you're gaining is far more valuable. I said, you're right. I put my resume on public, got contracted by a headhunter, just accepted an offer this week for $80K a year salary, full benefits, 28 days paid time off including holidays, in the office now. No more working from the field, full in my own truck, laptop, Wi-Fi in my truck for the on-the-go billing when I visit out-of-state projects, $80 per diem, 100% matching 401k for the first 3 years of my employment, quarterly bonus programs. The company I'm with now only pays me $40K. And that's it. None of the above listed benefits. The final nail in the coffin was when the owners bragged about how much my project made in a company meeting and then denied me a Christmas bonus. I laid this offer on their desk Friday and watched their jaws hit the floor. I told the HOA board president of the project I'm running about my resignation when they couldn't match my offer. His eyes got big and requested a meeting with the owners and expressed serious concern about moving forward with the new project without my involvement. They don't have anyone to replace me. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels good to hurt their pockets when I gave them everything I had for 6 years and only asked for the median project manager's salary. Forget those greedy bastards. What OP did here is actually one of the best ways you can guarantee your salary consistently stays on market. It's just once a year or once every 2 years, shop your resume around, see if you get any job offers. If anyone bites and it's higher than what you're currently making with more benefits, turn that around and show that to your employer. If they can't match it, jump ship. Loyalty to a corporation only guarantees you'll sink with the ship while the owners jump with life vests. They get golden parachutes, we fucking don't. Don't be afraid to leverage what you're good at and your talents with other companies to make sure that you are appreciated and that you have exactly what you need to live your life to the fullest. Don't play loyalty, play for yourself. And if you find a company that plays as much for you as they do themselves, then that's when you become loyal. They have to earn your loyalty. They don't deserve it. Because like an OP situation here, they think they can just continue to pad their pockets out and be good to go while underpaying their staff that makes the entire operation actually run. Most don't realize or appreciate what their employees actually do for them. They think they can just continue undercutting the pockets and call it good, and think that you wouldn't dare move to greener pastures because you're loyal to the company, right? Don't be. Make them afraid of losing you. Make them afraid of ending up like OP's prior bosses here where, oh hey, look at that. You wouldn't give me the raise this other company is more than willing to go? Not only are you losing your best project manager, foreman, and everything else that he operates, but you're also losing a $3 million contract because they're more familiar with me than they are the fucking suits upstairs that don't give a shit, except for how much their brand new Mercedes is gonna cost and if it's gonna have the executive package. Cross-posted from r/am I the asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my entire family I don't love them? And never will, because I'm the affair baby no one wanted around anyway? Okay, so I'm 15 female, and yeah, I know this might get removed or clowned on or whatever, but honestly, I don't care. I just need to get it out somewhere because apparently I'm the one who took shit too far when I was just saying what we were all already thinking. So, my mom cheated on her fiance with who also happened to be her best friend's husband. Messy as hell and fucking stupid. Yeah, but they all stayed together. Like my mom still married her fiance. Her best friend still stayed with the guy who cheated. Then I was born. I guess I was the shitty cherry on top of that disaster. I grew up with my mom, her husband, and their 2 older kids. They had kids before me. My bio dad stayed with his wife and their kids at their house. And both families stayed weirdly blended. It was like a big performance. One big family with this unspoken rule to never bring up the affair that literally created me until I was old enough. But it was very fucking apparent to me that I was not like the rest. even before they decided to tell me the actual story when I was 12-ish. My half-siblings that I grew up with made it real clear I was other. They never hit me or anything, but I got blamed for everything. If something was missing, it was me. If someone was crying, it was probably something I did. My sister once locked me out of the house and told me I should have never been born. I was 7. When I told my mom, she said I probably provoked it out of her, essentially. She never really protected me. She took care of the basics, fed me, gave me clothes, showed up to parent-teacher conferences when she had to. But there was nothing behind it. Like she was doing a job she didn't sign up for, and just wanted to clock out. The only time she got emotional with me was when I embarrassed her, or if other people made her talk about me. Their dad, my mom's husband, was similar. He never yelled or hit me, but he never looked at me the way he did his kids. He never smiled at me, never came to my school plays even though he went to all theirs, never took out on little special trips like the others. If I seemingly fucked up, I got lectured like I was a criminal. If they did the same thing, it was just a teaching moment. He never called me his daughter, only by my name unless he had to. The other kids, bio dad's side, mostly ignored me. Not mean, just distant. They barely spoke to me unless they had to. One gave me an old hoodie once, and that was as close to kindness as I got. When I was 9, I was officially done with everything. We were at a family birthday thing, and one of the older kids dared me to eat a cookie with nuts in it. I said no because I'm allergic, obviously. So they smeared it on my face as a joke. I had a full-blown reaction, swollen face, couldn't breathe, ambulance, the whole thing. At the hospital, my mom cried and said I scared her, but when I told her what happened, she just said they didn't mean it like that. The kid got grounded for 1 weekend. Her husband didn't even come to see me. I knew I didn't love them at all anymore, right then, and refused to act like I did. I gave everybody the bare minimum of affection and interaction so it didn't backfire on me, and I just sort of treated them like roommates and neighbors I vaguely knew. Fast forward to last weekend. My mom planned a family healing weekend with both sides of the family. Everyone was there. The siblings, the parents, the cousins. It was fake smiles and awkward silences. Then one of my mom's older kids made a snide joke about me causing drama just by existing. My mom laughed. Everyone did. So I snapped on them and told them I don't love any of them and never will. That I'm done pretending to give a flying fuck about people who only pretend to give a fuck about me. That I'm not family to them, and they're not my family either. They all freaked out. My mom cried and begged me to take it back. Her husband told me I was vile, and that he should have put his foot down with me years ago. The other kids screamed at me for spitting in the face of people who gave me a home. Even my bio dad's kids, who usually ignored me, were upset. One of them told me I was acting selfish and cruel. Now I'm grounded. I'm typing this out from my old-ass fire tablet that my mom forgot to take. My half-siblings keep glaring at me when they're in the same vicinity, and my mom's husband full-on stared me down while I was eating breakfast this morning. So, that's that. Am I the asshole for saying I don't love them? Before we get into my actual opinions, I do just want to quickly address something that made my eyebrows raise, and I'm sure that maybe a few of you probably had a similar reaction. OP, as a 15-year-old, made the comparison that her mother kind of raises her as if she's just waiting to clock out from a job. I found that to be an incredibly mature comparison, and one that I wouldn't be expecting a 15-year-old to make. Which, in all honesty, did make me wonder if this may have been AI generated, or perhaps even OP using AI as a tool to get their thoughts on paper. But no, it does turn out that OP does actually have a few odd jobs that they've been working for a while to help save up for college, and that does tell me that they're trying to actually get out of their home and try to push forward once they turn 18, which is a good thing to see. There are additionally a few linguistic mistakes and phrasings that an AI would not make, that would be scrubbed out from an AI generative platform. So I tend to lean towards OP's home being broken, but she's well-spoken. OP, if you ever happen to stumble upon this, just know that your family is giving you that kind of ire because They're allowed to be judgmental of you, but you're not allowed to be judgmental of them. They feel entitled to your respect while giving you none. And it's not just respect they're not giving you either. It's love, it's compassion, it's the care of you being an actual child. You're being punished for the mistakes of your biological parents, and that's unfair. Your reaction here is nothing but human. It's reasonable. It's understandable. But my recommendation would be is to bite your tongue, apologize, get through the final 3 years of hell that you have, get the fuck out of that house, and never look back. These people don't deserve you. That's just simply how it is. You deserve to live a life that you actually are proud of, that you're happy with. You deserve to find a family that loves you for you, not whatever the fuck this circus is. And the only reason why I recommend that you bite your tongue and apologize is just so that way you can keep the peace. Keep the ire off your back and give you some breathing room so you can exist without feeling like you have the impending punishment from a tyrannical parental system that's upset with you for speaking your mind that you feel as though you aren't welcome in this family. I only make that recommendation, as shitty as it is, to try and maintain safety. You're being used as a scapegoat, and you spoke an inconvenient truth which upset them. You aren't the asshole for speaking that truth, in the slightest. My end recommendation is for you to take the steps you need to make sure that your future is secure and you can leave when the time comes. Good luck, OP. Cross posted from r/marriage. I treated my wife badly for years. Now she won't touch me. I don't know what to do. I'm not here to play the victim. I'll start with the truth. I haven't always been a good husband. I've hurt my wife emotionally over the years, snapped when I shouldn't have, shut down instead of communicating, ignored her needs, and acted selfishly more times than I want to admit. I didn't cheat or hit her, but I know I broke her trust, hurt her heart, and made her feel alone. That damage is on me. Now I'm trying to be better. I've been changing, showing up emotionally, helping more, listening instead of arguing. I've apologized, I've been patient, I've stayed loyal, I've put in real effort. But it's like I'm invisible to her. She won't kiss me, she won't touch me, won't sleep with me. Every time I try to bring it up, she shuts down or gives me a look that says, "Don't even start." I get it. She's probably still hurt, still guarded. Maybe she doesn't trust me with her body or her heart anymore. But it's killing me. I'm starving for connection, for touch, for affection. I don't want pity, I want my wife to want me again. I know I caused a lot of this, but I'm lost on how to fix it. If you've been the one to hurt your partner and somehow turn things around, I'm all ears. I'm not ready to give up, but I'm tired of pretending this isn't eating me alive. Edit. We've been married a year, almost, but together for 2, including married for a year almost. That last part hit me like a fucking bus. I was expecting this to be like a man in like maybe his 50s or late 60s, just like, you know, lifetime of fuck-ups and wants to try to fix it. But no, this is not what I was expecting. When you said over the years, I was thinking like maybe a few decades. Not 2. Not 2 years makes the comments about how much effort you've put into staying loyal just odd. Actually, upon rereading it, the staying loyal part is in the list of things he's trying to be better about. You want to elaborate on that one just a little bit, my man? Like, these are just the consequences to mistreating your wife to this extent over the 2 years. Buddy, you are speedrunning divorce, and I don't know what to tell you. You could try couples counseling, but apparently couple counselors are now just wanting to fuck your wife, so I don't know about that one, buddy. You could try, I guess, but she has to want to, and I don't blame her if you've just been like emotionally abusive for the past 2 years to the point where she doesn't want physical contact with you. Dude, you fucked that up. If you want to progress forward, you gotta do things on her terms, not on your terms that are disguised for her benefit. If she wants a divorce, well, that's too fucking bad. You better move on. But if she's generous enough to give you a second chance and maybe give couples counseling or any kind of therapy a chance, then buddy, you better fucking take that on her terms. Not yours, hers. Another thing is that part of the whole missing reasons thing is that sometimes they'll give just enough details where it's like, yeah, I snapped at her when I shouldn't have. I may have broke her trust, may have hurt her heart. Okay, but how? How'd you snap at her? How'd you break her trust? How'd you hurt her heart? What did you do to her that made it so she wouldn't kiss you, wouldn't touch you, and just doesn't want to be physically near you. Because at that point, based upon what you've said, I'm kind of left to just assume the worst, man. And one of those assumptions I have is that you're not interested in actually being better for your wife, or making her feel better, or making her feel safe, or being emotionally connected to her. You're only doing this because you just want sex. Like, that's how this comes across. I finally was able to put my finger on it at the end of there. But for those of you who can comment, what do you think? But what are your opinions on this whole mess? Do you think he's trying to hide his actual actions? Do you think there's more to this that he's not sharing? Or do you think that maybe he deserves a second chance because he's recognized he's done something wrong? Or do you think that he's only feigning that he's realized he's done something wrong and trying to quote-unquote change just to get back in the bedroom with his slowly retreating wife? Let me know. Cross-posted from r/am I the asshole. Am I the asshole for taking back the car I bought my boyfriend after I caught him cheating? So I, female 26, bought my boyfriend, male 28, a car last year for his birthday. Not some fancy ride, but a decent used Honda since his junker kept breaking down. Paid cash. Titles in my name. The whole thing. Fast forward to last week when I am charging his iPad, that I also pay for, and his iMessages pop up with some girl named Bree from work. He's been fucking his coworker for months. Like, full-on affair. Hotel receipts in his email. The whole pathetic package. When I confronted him, he had the audacity to say it just happened, and that I wasn't meeting his needs. So yesterday, I showed up at his job with my spare key and took my car back. Left his sorry ass to Uber his way home. Now he's blowing up my phone, calling me petty and saying I'm punishing him. And how's he supposed to get to work? Our mutual friends are split. Some say I'm justified, others say the car was a gift, and I'm being bitter. But like, gifts are for people who respect you, right? Am I the asshole for taking back what's legally mine? So, assuming this story is 100% real, my first question would be, was there a contract, a leasing agreement, or anything along those lines that would give him any kind of legal stake to the car? Because that's OP's biggest hurdle there. If he has some kind of payment structure set up with OP and he's actively paying them, which it sounds like that's not the case, then this would be a different story. But if this was OP's car, in their title, the boyfriend was not making any payments on it, and legally there is nothing attaching him to said car, then I don't even know if I would consider this car to be a gift, because a gift would be signing the title over. If that didn't occur, then the gift was pretty much just boiled down to you're letting him use your car. Now, I can also understand where some of the friends might be coming from with the logic of, yes, he cheated on you, he's a scumbag for doing that, but that's also his mode of transportation, how he gets to work, and that's how he's able to get to his job so he can afford to live. So taking that was kind of a dick move course of action. I can understand that line of logic, but I'm not sure if I can exactly agree with it. But please, for those of you who can comment, don't be afraid to share your opinions. I'd love to hear them, and let me know if I'm off base here. Also, side note by the way, just go get yourself tested, just in case. Don't forget, this is brought to you by GamerSupps. Use code ODDS at checkout. It's basically a caffeine powder that you put in your water, and I actually really like it. I use this on a daily basis. Don't forget that every purchase you make using code ODDS directly supports the channel. And if you want a personal recommendation from me, I would either recommend the Soda Pressing Pear or Dragon Fruit Punch. Those two are currently my favorite flavors. And as a note, once we sell a certain amount of stuff, I get my own flavor and my own cup, and you all know I'm gonna choose some degenerate shit that's gonna make their PR team squirm. My goal is to make them regret partnering with me. So please, use code ODDS at checkout to make my dream come true of making a PR team squirm.